Hello, everybody. This is Matthew Marlowe, Soldier of Faith. I am putting together the second episode for the timeline of the end times, which is real exciting. Let's dig right into it. So, we're going to start today with the beast rising. We're probably not going to get to the first seal open, but it kind of links together, so I put it on there. In any case, let's go ahead and get rolling into this. Um, Let me go ahead and jump over here. Here we go. I created a website, or I put together a web page with an end times outline. The site is on the screen right here. If you want to look at that, it's kind of weird. It's called blank page, but it's just kind of where I could put my notes together. You can follow along on there if you want, read ahead if you want. Uh, but basically, today we're going over the rise of the seven-headed beast. This is kind of going to happen before the 70th week starts. This is something that's prepping for the 70th week. It has to be in full swing or becoming full swing by the time we get to the middle of the 70th week. It has to be in full swing. And so let's get started. Revelation 13:1 talks about, and I stood on the sands of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded unto death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? All right, so first of all, this is a beast system. It is not a real beast, but it is a system that is coined as the beast. And it is a government system, we find out as we continue to read through it, and a political system, and a reigning system. It is apparently a conglomerate of kings working together under a head that produce this beast. And so first, let's get started with let me see here. We're going to go here. There we go. Let's look at the 7 heads. So Revelation 17:9 speaks and says, And here's the mind that has wisdom, which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. And there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue for a short space. That's speaking of the person right before the Antichrist. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. Just so you know, the Catholic Pope, the Pope of the Catholic Church, believes that their city in Rome, their city is actually the city of the 7 hills. They have proclaimed it. The Pope has proclaimed it in the past. I think the last Pope actually proclaimed it, and has even hinted that the popes are, one of the popes might be the person right before the last, the beast, basically the individual right before. He must continue a short space, that individual. So keep that in mind, here or there, but we're supposed to watch for this, so that's something to keep in mind. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. So there are 7 heads. 1 was alive at the time this was written, when John was recording it. 1 had not yet come, which may have already come in our time, or may be right now in our time. And then there is 1 that was, is not, and even he is the 8th, which is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. So keep that in mind too, because we're going to hit on who the beast is and his death and resurrection. So check this out. 10 horns. Revelation 17:12 says, And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as of yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. He shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords, King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Daniel 7:24 says, and the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, different from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. So there is going to be some infighting within the kings. Then I also want to show you this. Revelation 7, or Daniel 2:40 says, and the 4th kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, it shall break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay. And the toes of the feet were part iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. Whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. All right, I'm going to get a little crazy here. Hear me out. It's talking about 2 sets of people, okay? 2 sets of people. A miry clay and iron, and there's 10 of them. So these are definitely the 10 kings, but I want you to see something here. They are different. There are some that cannot be mixed with the seed of men, and then there are some that can be mixed with the seed of men. What is the seed of men? You know what seed of men is. A man's seed is produce a baby with a woman's egg. So that's what a man's seed is. So it's saying that these are not men, is what I'm telling you. There is going to be demonic presence on this earth, and it is going to mix with men. And we'll be able to get into that a little bit further as we go on. So I just want to throw that out front that, yeah, I'm a crazy guy. So, but I can show in Scripture everything that I say. So please listen. This is very, very scary and very exciting. Let's move on. So Daniel 7:23. Thus he said, the 4th beast shall be the 4th kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down, and break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of the kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. So again, we see another subduing of 3. We see a subduing of 3. We see 10 kings. Some of them can't mix with human DNA, and some of them can. So these are demons. These are fallen angels that are interacting among men. So this beast is not going to be 100% pure humanity beast. This is literally Satan inserting his authority and power in the beast, which brings us to our next slide. The dragon's authority. Revelations 13:2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Him is the Antichrist. So this, by the time the Antichrist hits the top of the beast and becomes the head of the beast, the Satan has manipulated this government into what it is. It is being manipulated even now. Satan is already on it. The dragon is already roaming around doing what he's doing on this earth. So be aware of that. The leopard represents the king who was represented as a leopard in Daniel. You probably know who that is, the king of Greece. And he had 4 horns, 4 individuals who took his kingdom when he died of alcoholism. And then the bear represents, some people think, Russia. It can also represent the Islamic type reign. And then you've also got the lion. All of these are pre-modern day reignings and kings. So this 4th one, though, is in our time. The 4th beast is in our time. But yes, the dragon's authority, he's in charge. This Antichrist will serve the dragon. We know in Revelations it's very clear. I'm sorry, in Daniel it's very clear that this guy will serve him. Whoops. Wounded head, Revelations 13:3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded unto death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Okay, what is the wounded head? Revelation 17:9 says, here is the mind which hath wisdom, 7 heads or 7 mountains upon which the woman sits. We already read this, but I want you to see this at the bottom here. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th. So the beast himself is someone that was not and yet is. Again, that goes back to Revelations 13:2, talking about somebody that was wounded. And then if you look at Revelations 13:12, it says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwelleth therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Deadly meaning dead. So he is wounded by a sword, it says in one place. He is deadly wound in another place. It says that he was and is not and yet is. So again, all of those references represent a resurrection from the dead. So the symbolism of an antichrist is very real. It is somebody who will present himself as a godly being because he was raised by God, which would be the dragon in his case, to be Messiah, or to be a reigner over the beast, which will be his world kingdom, which again is messianic, anti-messianic. It's opposite of the Messiah. So I'm going to stop there. We've already gone over our time limit of about 10 minutes, but think about those, read those scriptures, dig deeper, add notes if you want to get a hold of me. I am Damad Matster on Twitter, DAMADMATTSTER, at Damad Matster. You can find me on Twitter. Ask me any questions you want on there because that's what I am on the most currently. However, I will probably keep up with my YouTube channel and some other things. So God bless. I hope you all have a wonderful day in the Lord.